Welcome back to Wake Up with Cheddar. Orangetheory Fitness is excited to get members back into locations across the country. While the boutique fitness brand has offered free at-home workouts to help members exercise throughout the pandemic, they're now making a number of changes to promote a safe return to the actual studio. And I want to bring in Dave Long, who is the CEO and co-founder at Orangetheory Fitness. Dave, so great to have you on. Let's start with these studios that are reopening right now. How many are open at this point?
Yeah, we're excited to say, great to be on that. We're going to cross 1,000 studios that will be reopened by the end of this week. We're adding New York to the mix this week, and so we hope over the next few months to get back to our original 1,400 studios globally.
And for people who aren't totally familiar with your brand, Orangetheory, can you just explain a little bit about the studio space and the classes and just what you guys are all about?
Yeah, I think the most important thing to talk about is that it's all class based, and so everybody is pre-booking a set schedule. We know who's coming in, and we've reduced the capacity by at least 50%. So you have a lot more space between each session. Members are not sharing equipment, and so then they're coming in, and then we're pre-screening them. And between each class, we're doing a very deep clean in the studio. So every time a new class comes in, the studio is ready to go for them.
So those are some of the safety changes that you mentioned. Does everyone have to wear masks while they work out? And have you heard any feedback about that?
So we encourage masks wherever the local regulations require it. We do have, all the members wearing masks in those spots. And then globally, our staff is always wearing a mask from top to bottom. So anywhere you go, you're going to see masks on our staff throughout the day, but not just while cleaning, but while coaching and checking people in. And so, what we're seeing though is there's such a demand for people to get out into their fitness routine that we're not seeing a lot of resistance to doing whatever it takes to be able to get back into the Orangetheory classes that they love.
In terms of just not being able to operate at full capacity, what does that do for a business? I imagine, this has been a really hard time. Can you talk about a little bit how just your business model has changed in the past few months?
Yeah, so we're certainly not set up as a business to be running at half capacity for months or years, but our franchisees and our members have really flexed to figure out how to make this work in the short term. We've also stood up classes outside of the studio, Orangetheory Outdoors, and so we have members that also may feel more comfortable taking a class, but they'd like to be outside versus inside. So we have those classes going on at almost 300 studios globally now, in addition to what happens in the studio. And then when we stood up Orangetheory at home, we didn't realize how much that would take off. So we've done over 16 million workouts with that product. So if you're a member, you can choose from still doing the Orangetheory at your house. You can come into a regular class in the studio. You can go outdoors. And then in October, we're going to be launching another series of primarily digital-based products, but always using coaching and science to motivate and inspire our members.
You mentioned outdoor classes and some at-home classes too. Do you expect that post-pandemic, that type of thing will continue?
We do. I think what we want to do is meet our members where they want to be on any given day. And so I believe post-pandemic, the in-studio will still be the majority of our business, but the out-of-studio and the digital offerings that we're continuing to develop out will become a bigger part of our business before. And if you think about the pandemic for us, specifically, we always had a digital roadmap, but we wanted to do it very specific to what our Orangetheory members were looking on. This certainly has accelerated our development and launching of all of those products.
And I know you feel passionately just about this idea of staying fit for not only your physical health, but also your mental health, right?
We do, and we stood up Orangetheory at home so that we could keep our members in a routine. We know that with wellness and with mindset, the routine is maybe one of the most important things. You've got to keep the movement and keep that habit going, and so that's why it was so important for us to offer something to our members when we shut down as the world did very unexpectedly, and so we did hustle to make sure that we could find a consistency for our members, which they've really appreciated. We've also have a lot of folks that had never experienced Orangetheory that we allowed to sample all these products over the last 5+ months. And so that's been great all around, just to get people to start getting moving and experience, a fitness routine, even if it's in their home or in their backyard. It gives them options to do it.
Boutique fitness, like your company, and we're seeing it, across the board, has just exploded in the past few years. What is the future, do you think, of this industry in the next few months, but just long term? You know, you've mentioned some of the changes that you're making, but what do you think in terms of general trends is in store for this industry?
Yeah, I mean, we believe that boutique fitness, obviously, it's been on a growth, pattern for almost a decade. We believe that will continue. I think there has to be more flexibility for folks to, again, be able to meet, in any given day, meet them with the product that they need. But the accountability and the excitement of going to an amazing, studio boutique fitness class anywhere in the world, we don't believe that's going to change. And if anything, I think there's been a pent-up demand for people to be part of this of a community like Orange Theory, be motivated to get a great workout. It's become the new happy hour in a lot of urban areas pre-COVID, and we believe that's going to come back, maybe even stronger. We realize that everybody's individual and has to be safe to get back into their routine, but we want to be there when they're ready to do that.
In places like New York, I'm just curious, in terms of demand, what are you seeing? Are people comfortable getting back into indoor working out? And just what are you hearing from people? I'm curious.
Yeah, I think New York's interesting because that New York City is not going to be reopening, at least as of this week, but the rest of New York State, like Long Island, upstate, will be open. So we, at least via social media and all our member sentiment surveys that we do, or the research that we do, we see a huge demand, just like the rest of the U.S. and most of our global markets for this. There's folks that are really excited, that are tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of posts that people are asking when we're going to be reopened. So studios in New York actually start to reopen today, and we expect the majority of our members to be back that's what's happened in the other states where we've opened.
I've spoken to some gym owners, some smaller gym owners who do feel like they haven't been treated fairly under the guidelines, that there's kind of this double standard for gyms. And some of them have mentioned, look, it's very easy to track and trace people when they go to the gym. You know who's there. You can really keep an eye on people. Do you feel like gyms have not been treated fairly in some instances?
I think we're certainly focused on making sure that we do whatever we do from a safety and regulation standpoint so that we can reopen. We do believe that what we provide, what fitness industry provides, is super essential, and so we do want to be treated fairly, that we can allow open when we know we can in a very safe manner. And I think the fitness industry is a smaller voice, so maybe gets underlooked, and that's why we've formed a fitness coalition of about 30 brands. And really, what we want to do is make sure that people are thinking about wellness and fitness. And we think in the U.S. especially, we want to create a bigger movement, not just for the near term, but for the long term, because fitness tends to get kind of forgotten about when things get when things get tough. And so we do think that fitness should have been a larger part of the conversation during all these reopening periods, realizing that state and local governments are dealing with huge challenges. Nobody has ever dealt with this or foreseen this coming, but certainly we need to be able to reopen safely as soon as possible.
All right, well, good luck with everything. Even just watching all of those videos, I kind of feel inspired. I think I need to go work out. Dave Long, CEO and co-founder at Orangetheory Fitness. So great to have you on.